And what we'll do is we'll start towards the back of the mat. And with the toes together and the knees apart, reaching with the arms, but keeping the forearms kind of resting down. And just taking a few breaths, softening the tissue. We'll take a little walk to the right side of the mat and lengthen into the left side of the body. Take it to the other side. Same again, just kind of lengthen and hold. So at this point, no movement, just a gentle pulling. This is where the yin type of focus is really key, where we just kind of hold a posture for a while. So we allow that rubbery tissue to lengthen. So we really want to think fluidity and ease throughout the session. We're going to come back into the center, bring the feet hip-width apart, reach your arms out to the front. Now come up to hands and knees, sucking the tummy in, rounding the spine out, dipping the spine, looking forward, and then exhaling, coming back. So we'll do it again. Round spine, dip spine, and then exhale back. So keep going with that little wave up and back down. So as you go to come up, push through the legs. Press the ground away with your knees as you go to come up with that round spine. And then let your hips kind of lead you. So your hips are going forward, dipping, and then the hips go back. A couple more like this. We'll do one more. And this time we'll stay back, hold it here. Take that walk to the right side of the mat again, left hand on top of the right. And this time drop the left shoulder a little, then drop the right shoulder. So just sliding that tissue around. And we'll take both hands to the other side, same thing, sliding it around. Come back into the center again. And then come back up to a round spine. Now stay up in the hands and knees position. And from here, have your knees a little wider so they're hip-width apart, maybe even a little wider. We're going to just focus on the hips for a second. So just rocking from side to side. So pressing into the hip sockets. Now close your eyes and imagine seeing the ball and socket joint rocking from side to side, and all the little deep muscles connected and moving around. Now start to go into that circling. So you go back, forward, so tucking and tilting as well as going side to side. Sliding all that tissue around. Take your time. When you're ready, go the other way. Now come back into the center and hold it steady. We're going to take the focus to the rib cage now. So we're going to move the ribs to the right, lift it up, take it to the left, and take it to the floor. So your head and your hips stay still. And all you want to think about is barreling the rib cage around, so the thoracic spine. You might want to close your eyes again and see your pelvis still, your head still, just seeing your ribs circling around. When you're ready, go the other way with that. And then from here, bring the hips back in. So get the ribs moving, the hips, and you can even move your neck and head around. And that feels okay. Just think of sliding everything around: hips, rib cage, neck. Every now and then changing direction. Couple more breaths like this. And then we're going to keep the toes together, knees apart. Sit back to child's pose again. Take a few moments of softening here. Come back to hands and knees. We're going to step the right leg forward between the hands. And then come forward, just open up the front of the hip, lengthen the spine. Now leading with your hip coming back, toes up, so you're on your heel. Then we go forward again, inhale, lifting the chest. And we go back again, toes come up, tailbone back. So just keep rocking backwards and forwards for a moment. All right, one more time. And then as you go back, stay there for a moment. So you don't have to have the legs straight. Just go into some ankle rotations, circling that around. And going the other way. And then go forward again, leaning into the hip. So leaning into that knee. Now we're going to take the right arm up and hold it here. Now reach your right arm behind. Now with your arm reaching behind, push your hip back again. So your bottom back. Now bring the arm towards the ground, bend the front knee and reach forward. You're going to raise the arm up to the ceiling and reach it behind. And as you reach it behind, straightening that front leg, pushing the hip back. So we inhale, go forward, and then we exhale, go back. And inhale, go forward, bending the front knee, open up, exhale, go back. One more time. Inhale, go forward. Exhale, go back and hold. Stay there for a moment. So you're reaching the arm behind. Sit bones or hip bones back. One more time, bend the front knee, go forward, breathing in. Hands to the floor, tuck the back toes, push up to the mountain. Now take your time here. Press alternating heels, stretch and press out through the toes. Knees down to the knees. Step the left leg forward between the hands and lunge forward, fingertips. And open up, stay here. Now from here, hips back, toes up. And we're going to rock backwards and forwards again. So inhale forward and exhale back. And inhale forward and exhale back. Couple more. Now we go back and hold and stay here, ankle rotation. Just moving that ankle around nice and slowly. You in each direction. Go forward again. Now reach forward Raise your arm up, and as you reach your arm back, straighten that front leg so you're back on the heel with the toes pointing up. Then bend the front knee and reach forward. Raise it to the ceiling, and as you reach your arm back, straightening that leg. So inhale as we go forward, and exhale as the arm goes back. Circling it around. And then hold that arm back, pushing the hip back, toes up. Don't worry about getting the leg completely straight, but just keep reaching back with your arm and send that shoulder across towards the opposite side, your top shoulder rolling back. And take another 2 breaths. Good, and bring the hand down. Tuck the toes, push back to the mountain and hold it here. Suction the hands into the floor, suction the feet into the floor. Engage your pelvic floor. Take a breath or 2. Let your shoulders soften a bit more so there's a little bit more drop through with your head. And come down to the knees. Sit back to child's pose. Now from child's pose, come up with your tailbone tucked under and your chin tucked, but then start to travel with your weight towards your hands and then your hips towards the floor, and then slowly unfold and look up towards the ceiling. Now from here, tucking your chin, push the ground away, suck your tummy in, and go all the way back. So let's do that again. Come up with a round spine, through with the hips, and coming up, looking up. Now tuck your toes and push up to the mountain. Hold it here. Come up onto the toes. Come forward, suck your tummy in, and then sag through the hips and look up towards the ceiling. Now reversing, tuck your chin, push the ground away, suck your tummy in, press all the way back. And again, up onto your toes, scoop the belly in, sag through the hips, uncurl, looking up, breathing in, exhale, tucking the chin, pressing back. Okay, one more time. Up onto the toes, the way through, back. Now we're going to go back and stay there. Raise your right leg high. Bring your heel towards your bottom. Stack your right hip on top of your left hip. Push into your arms. Let that hip fall back. Feel that big stretch in the front of the hip. And then step this leg through between the hands and bring the back knee down. Raise your right arm to the ceiling and let your right knee fall open into that dragon pose, sole of the foot away from the floor. Opening up your chest towards the ceiling. Then the arm fall back and hold it here. And then bring it back to the mountain. Come up onto your toes, keep your hips high, suck your tummy in, sag through the hips, lift your head up. Reversing, tucking your chin, push the ground away, scooping, and all the way back. Stay here, raise your left leg high, bring your heel on top of your hip on top of the other one. Pressing back, suck the tummy in, press through the arms, let that hip fall back. Slowly stepping through, back knee down. Good. Raise your left arm, let your knee open up. And let that foot fall away from the floor. Open the chest towards the ceiling. And bring your hands down to the floor. Step back to the mountain. Hold it here. Come up onto the toes, scoop the belly in, roll through, sagging through, look forward, breathe in. Exhale, scooping in all the way back. Inhale, raise your right leg, drop that hip back, open up. Exhale, step it through. Back knee down. Raise your right arm up, open up through the right hip. Now this time, take that hand down, that top hand, and you're going to actually go threading the needle. So you're going to actually go threading the needle underneath that left arm while that right knee stays open. Inhale, open it again, rotate. Exhale, threading the needle underneath, reach through. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, threading the needle. One more inhale. Hand to the floor, flatten the foot, step back to the mountain. Come up onto the toes, scoop through, lift the head, breathing in, tuck the chin, reverse. All the way back, raise your left leg, stack the hips, press back. Step that leg through. Knee down, open up. Good. So open up that left hip, reaching through. Threading the needle, reach behind the other arm. Inhale, we open the chest. Exhale, reaching through. Inhale, open. Exhale, reaching through. One more time. And then flatten the foot, bring the hand down, step back to the mountain. Come up onto the toes, scoop through. And reverse. Hold it here. Come down to the knees. Come back to child's pose. Just rest with your forehead on the ground, maybe bringing your arms around by your feet. And just relax for a few breaths. And then coming to sitting onto your heels. Good. Okay. Now you could have a bolster or something behind you, and you could also place your hands on your bottom instead of the floor. Otherwise, you're going to place your left hand on the floor. And then you're going to sweep around with your right hand. So you're actually making a half circle and then lifting your hips up. Hold it here. And then come back down. Bring that hand to the floor. Sweep around to the other side and lifting, pushing your hips forward. And again, bottom down, sweep around and up, open. Pushing the hips forward as you rotate around. Sweep around again, other side. Open up. So on an angle. Good. One more. Sweep around. Now hold it here. Keep pressing through the feet. Keep pressing through the arms. And open up the hand. Other side again. And then come back down. Place your hands back on the floor. Step back to the mountain. Now hold and exhale. We're staying with those diagonal lines. You're going to raise the right leg high if you want to, stacking the hips again. Step it through between the hands, back knee down. Good. Raise your right arm, let the knee open up, and then reach towards the back, and then to stay here for a few breaths. If you want to, you can try grabbing your foot. Then bring that hand to the floor, step back to the mountain. Left leg lifts, heel towards the bottom, stacking the hips. And step it through. Raising your left arm, open up through the hip, reach your arm behind. Stay here, maybe grabbing the foot. Now we're going to come back, place this hand on the inside as you flatten the foot. And then step your other leg to the outside. And let's go into a half squatting position. Look forward. Straighten out the legs, look through the legs. Half squatting position, sitting into it, looking forward. And straighten out, look through the legs. One more time. And then this time, deep squatting, if you can. Half squatting or deep squatting. Stay there for a few breaths. From here, if you can, take your left arm, push it out into that leg, and the right arm up towards the ceiling. So you're rotating, opening up. Come back to center, go the other way. Right arm pushes into the leg, left arm opens up. Come and grab your elbows, lift your bottom up, and hang out here, maybe sway it out a little. Place your hands to your knees, sit towards your heels, tuck your tailbone, roll up all the way, keeping the legs a little bit apart. Stay here, unlock your knees, and just rotate the spine. And then come back to center, hold it here. Okay, let's place the hands onto the thighs, outside of the thighs. We're going to slide over to the left and slide to the right. Just slide down towards your knees. Keep doing that side to side. Just keep going side to side. Imagine there's a wall behind you and you don't lose contact with the wall. Your bottom and shoulders keep touching the wall. A couple more each side. We're going to go over towards the left and then raise the right arm up. Now with that right arm, just let it hang heavy over your head. So it's just kind of floppy over your head. You're not reaching, but it's just kind of floppy. So hold it here and then let your weight go a little bit more towards the left with that heavy arm over the top. Hold it for a few more breaths. Now just only take your arm back and then straighten your body out. So slide over to the right, bring your arm up, let that arm hang heavy over the top, and then just stay there. Just bring your arm back and then slowly follow with the body. Good. Bring the feet closer together. Take your arms overhead. Bend your knees and then do it like a super slow motion. Sweep through. You're going to press through the legs, coming back up. So we do it again. The arms come down. You're going to bend through the knees. You go super slow motion. And then we press through the legs, come back up. We're going to do that again, but this time dynamically. So we sweep and bounce back up. And we sweep and bounce back up. And again, sweep through, bounce back up. Two more. Bounce back up, one more. Bounce back up and hold. Float the arms back down. Good. Hold it here. So feet a little bit apart, so hip width apart. Take your arms up, breathe in. And then exhale, you're going to fold forward and grab the ankles and stay here. Now let your arms relax. And we're going to do 3 bouncy movements and then bounce up. So we're going to go bounce, 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 and then bounce to upright. Good. So it's a fast coming up. So we come down, we stay here. So feel your stretch. And then go bounce, bounce, up. So on the 3rd, you bounce up in one dynamic movement. Good. Come back down and hold. Stay here, hanging. You feel the stretch. Then we bounce, bounce, bounce up on the 3rd. Good. One last time. So we come forward and we hold and we go bounce, bounce, bounce up. Not using your legs, you're using your fascia. Bring your arms down and hold. Okay, so let's stay with the feet about hip width apart. You're going to stand on your right leg, free up your left leg so your left heel comes off the ground, and just swing that leg about. And you want to feel a heavy sensation that the leg is kind of pulling on the hip flexor and then the tissue of the hip and hip flexor. Swing it out. Loose, floppy leg, like you're flicking it. Then we step back and hold. Now, keep the toes on the ground, but not too far away, okay? Only a little step. Hands are to the hips. Bend the back knee. So your weight is in that back leg more. Bending the back knee. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, scoop your belly. Look towards your navel. Really tucking under. Then straighten both legs, lift your head, look forward. Exhale, bend the back knee. Keep the weight over the back leg. Suck your tummy in. Inhale, straighten out, look straight ahead. Exhale again. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, scoop your belly in. Inhale, straighten out. One more time. Don't go too far down. It's only a little bend through the back knee. Little bend through the back knee. Scoop your belly in, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your bottom, stay there. You should feel a big stretch in that hip flexor. And then coming forward, hold, step the leg forward. Stay here, you're still on your toes in that left foot, but tuck your toes under so the toes are pointing backwards. And then stretch the top of your foot, so you're kind of pushing your foot forward with your toes tucked under. Then let your left foot fall a little bit to the left, so you're stretching the side. And then a little bit on the inside. And then from there, grab your knee and just do a little circle, little ankle rotation again. Another way. And bring that down. Okay, we step towards the left leg. Stand tall through the spine. Swing that leg out. So right leg swinging, heavy leg. Step that foot back. You're on your toes. Not too far. Hands on the hips. Bending the back knee. You're actually bending both knees, but focus on the back leg, but doesn't go too far. Tuck your tailbone and kind of do a real scooping in of the belly like you would with a cat flow. And then you straighten out, lift your head, straighten both legs. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, scoop your belly, look towards your navel, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your glute. Inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, scoop it in. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Inhale, straighten out. Exhale. Hold it here. Suck the tummy in. Really keep that squeeze. You feel that quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. Lean your shoulders, upper body back a little bit while you still keep your tailbone tucked. Tuck, 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 tuck. Scoop, make your spine round. Then straighten out, come forward. You're going to slide the top foot forward to the top of, the top of your foot. So you're stretching the top of your foot and holding. Take it a little bit to the right. Stretching the side of your foot. A little bit to the left. Come up, grab hold of the knee, going into an ankle rotation here. Both directions. And bring that foot down. Okay, so let's come up onto the toes. Reach forward if you need to. Come down with your heels still off the ground. So you're on your toes, heels still off the ground. Take your fingertips to the floor and begin to just rock backwards and forwards. And then we'll sit back. Okay, now from here, you're going to take your left leg back and your right leg in the pigeon pose. So right leg is in pigeon pose, left leg is the same but in the opposite direction. Okay, and from here, bring your hands to the floor and just lean over that right leg. Then lift up. Bring your hands behind you. Keep your feet where they are and turn to face the legs. So both legs, your knees are up. So you're turning side on. Now don't move your feet. Okay, don't move your feet. So you might have to have your feet further away. So when you're here, you should be able to sit quite comfortably with both feet like that. Okay, so come and meet me here. So your hands are behind you. And then you're going to flop the knees in the other direction. And then we're in the same position but facing the other way. So you've got the front leg is like a pigeon pose and the back leg is going the other way. Hands are in front of that left leg. And then we lean forward. Come up, place your hands behind you. So your feet don't go anywhere. You just come back to the middle. Then you flop the knees the other way. You bring your hands in front of your shin and you lean forward. And we bring the hands behind, feet are in the middle, stay the same, flop the knees the other way, leaning forward. Now you can keep doing it exactly like this, or if you want, you try and do it without using your hands. So you come through, and you can also try and lean without using your hands. So same thing in your own time now, side to side, and leaning, moving from side to side. Using your hands or not. Let's do a couple more. And then when we come back, we're going to swing the legs around. So we're straightening out on the mat. Good. Bring your hands behind your back. Take your right ankle on top of your left knee. Bring that left foot closer. Bring your bottom close and sit nice and tall. Straighten out the spine. Lift your chest up. Hold it there. So getting that stretch in the right hip. Sliding the left leg down, take that right leg over the top. And then twist towards that top knee, that right knee. Hold it here. All right, so come back to the center, hands behind, knees bent, left ankle on top of the right knee. Bring that foot closer, walk your hands closer, sit nice and tall, lengthen the spine, hold it here. And slide that bottom leg down, take the leg over the top and twist towards the bent knee. Facing forward again. Okay, so let's have a lie down onto the back. Hug the knees into the chest. Separate the knees, grab your feet, move into happy baby pose. So flatten through the spine, pull down through the feet and kind of pulling your knees towards your armpits, and then close your eyes. You could do some rocking. Easy, slow, steady breaths here. Just keep following the breath. Let it melt into the hip sockets, into the sacrum, back of the pelvis. Easy breaths.
Behind all illusion there's reality. Reminder of simplicity. Surrender our souls to the mystery. Opening our hearts completely. Behind all illusion there's reality. Reminder of simplicity. Surrender our souls to the mystery. Opening our hearts completely.
Bring your hands to your knees, bring your knees together, just doing a little bit of circling through the back of the pelvis. And go the other way.
Connecting what I is and embracing here and now, here and now, here and now. Misunderstanding and tricky games of the mind.
Soles of the feet come together, butterfly the legs, wrap your arms around the top of the head. Give it a few moments of ease in the shoulders, in the hips, and breathe into the belly.
To realize that we're circling around and around and around on this wheel of life. Breathing in and out, life, breathing in and out, love. Connecting what that is and embracing here and now, here and now, here and now. If we only seek, we won't find, 'cause seeking make human hearts blind. If we only seek, we won't find, 'cause seeking make human hearts blind.
Sliding the legs down the mat, reaching back through the arms. And let's take the arms down alongside the body, lie with your palms turned up. Feet kind of flopping out, palms turned up, eyes closed, soft belly, and just finding that neutral position, that anatomically correct position through the body. And then just connect to the breath and notice any areas of resistance or stickiness, discomfort.
Pure and true gratitude streaming from me to you, whole life praying for
We're going to bring the knees back to the chest, holding onto the knees. Bring your nose to the knees, squeeze. Then rock to sitting and rock back to the shoulder blades and just do a few of those rocking movements. And we're going to rock and see if you can come to standing in one go. Something to work on. Let's do one roll down. Take a breath in, tuck the chin, roll it all the way down. And then roll it all the way up. Push through the feet, raise the arms. Nice deep breath in and drop the arms.